while your room to member ratio improved from 58 to 57, members who join should get rooms. I mean, that's the biggest grouse that a lot of members have in Mahindra Holidays, and which is what explains the kind of occupancies that you have as well. What is your target here? At what level will you be satisfied? I mean, is it 60, 65, 70, or are you looking at a much lower number, say 35, 40?
The way to look at the overall rooms that we have now about 5,000, roughly 4,940 rooms. We have 282,000 members, and when we do a simple member to room ratio, you'll notice that it has become better at 57. And, despite that, our occupancies were 84%, which means rooms are available at any given point of time to all the members. Yes, sometimes the rooms may not be available in a particular resort, in a particular date, and you may not be even eligible because you may not even be coming in your season. So at an overall level, what we track is that do we have sufficient inventory to satisfy our member demand, which is rising. And I think 84% occupancy gives us significant headroom considering that we now have 4,940 rooms. And we believe that the way we have actually used the power of digital and analytics, and the moment a member comes into the website, there is always availability shown that what is available in the next 15 days, 30 days, and 45 days. We used to be at once upon a time at 69:1, which was bad in my view, because that creates lesser opportunities for members to get the bookings. And now we are at 57.
The ratio of the rooms vis-a-vis the members. The ideal ratio or the max ratio is 52. If there are 100 rooms, it is non-negotiable that there will be only 52 weeks in a year. With 100 rooms, you can sell the membership only to 5,200 members. When a member has joined today, he has joined today and he has paid you 25 years money in advance. But he says that their ratio has improved from 58 to 57. Oh, what a fantastic improvement of 1%. Mr. Kavinder Singh also admits that at some point in time, this very ratio was as high as 69. So this is most interesting that they continued to do business when adequate room inventory was not available to be allotted to the members. So what were they required to do? They were required to hire rooms from outside and allot it to the members. If they say that the occupancy has not crossed 85%, how does it justify the waiting list which you see on the website? Ask any member today. The bookings open on 1st and 2nd of the month. Before you have got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and logged in, you already see a waiting list. Believe you me, it's worse than Tatkal bookings. If the occupancy is only 85%, how is this waiting list being justified? It is very obvious. Even a child will tell you that the entire inventory is not being offered for bookings.
As far as the margins go, in our business, there are two things that we must keep in mind. When we drive customer acquisition, that our revenue gets pushed into the future. By the way, we added 144 crores to the deferred revenue for the full year basis, which means we pulled out lesser and we put in more, which is by about 244 crores. So our deferred revenue is growing, which means our balance sheet is getting stronger, which means more income in the future, more profits in the future. But however, what it does is that when you are going after the member additions, you could see lower profits or lower margins because your cost is loaded up front, but the revenue gets pushed into the future. But the other area where we do see sometimes, and this I'm talking about the PBT margin level, not at the EBITDA margin level, where when we accelerate our inventory additions, you do see the depreciation and financing costs coming in.
You heard, but what is he concealing here? Here what the company is doing is, the company is not talking about the rooms which have been already allotted to non-members. They are earning money from the member also. They are earning money from the non-member also. And then the member waits for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and the third year, when he is not again able to get a room of his choice, he has to perforce surrender his inventory.
And well, your occupancy, I think, for the past quarter was in the vicinity of around 84%. So could you tell us what's the number you're looking at going ahead? That's point number one. And member additions, what's the target? Where do you end FY24 at?
All right. So the good part is that this occupancy that we delivered on 84% is on the back of about 1,200 rooms that we added over the last 2.5 years. So we have been brisker in our room additions. We are closing the the year at 4,940 rooms. And despite that, the occupancy was 84%. As we keep moving ahead, the rooms will keep coming in. And we are looking at April, May, June occupancies upwards of 85%.
He says that the occupancy has reached 80 to 85%. And that is how he justifies and says that they have got adequate rooms for all the members. But what is he not telling you? First of all, what is the relevance of occupancy in a timeshare industry? Occupancy has relevance when people are paying upfront and booking the tickets. You go to a movie hall today. The movie hall has got, let us say, 400 seats. If 300 seats are sold out, the occupancy is 75%. If the company goes up, if the movie hall goes up from 75% to 90%, they'll make more profit. They sell out 90% of seats. They'll earn obviously more revenue. But here what is happening? The entire room inventory is already sold out, prepaid. Whether the room is occupied or whether the room is vacant. Mahindra Holidays has already got its share of revenue when the member has paid them upfront for the next 25 years, not 1 or 2, but 25 years. He has already paid them. And occupancy has got no relevance whatsoever.